Nice little waterfall here to our left called Mexico. In these streams are some interesting fish called gobies. They can be a unique species to a particular stream or watershed. And what's cool about the gobies is that they're anadromous, which means they go from the brackish water near the river mouth into the fresh water to spawn. And the way that they get up these streams is that they have specially adapted little ventricle fins that allow them to adhere to the rock wall. And they can actually make it further up the streams than we are right now. They'll lay their eggs, the eggs will hatch, the larvae will get washed out by the rains, and they'll do it all over again. It's kind of cool. This is the Hana Highway that we're crossing over. Those large trees that you see to our right are eucalyptus trees from Australia. We're just going to jump up here real quick and take a quick look at what the native forests look like up in the Hanavi and Ko'olau forest reserves. So now we're in native forest up here in the Hanavi Forest Reserve. This goes through several different climate zones up towards the rim of the crater, so it's the last refuge of some of the native bird species here. Offshore again and follow the coastline and see if we can find some whales on the way home.
Alright!
No guarantees, but they are starting to show up, so we'll go take a look. There are about 10,000 humpback whales that reside in the Hawaiian waters during the wintertime. That's half of the North Pacific population. There are three main groups of whales in Alaska that converge here in Hawaii to come here to give birth to their calves, and when those calves are born, they're about 6 feet long and can drink up to 100 gallons of milk a day. Pretty thirsty little guys. And if their moms take good care of them and keep the sharks and the orcas and the whalers off them on their way back up to Alaska, they'll get up there and eat a bunch of krill, and one day they'll grow up to be about 45 feet long like their moms and dads. And they'll learn to speak their moms and dads' language, which is very complex. By analyzing their language in computers, we can see that they have a lot of repeating sequences, or what we would otherwise consider rhymes. That's why we refer to the orations as songs. And those songs can last up to about 4 hours, and every year that they come back to Hawaii from Alaska, they have an additional segment on their song. So it's kind of a continuation of their story or their oral history. What's also cool about the humpback whales is that they can communicate up to 2,000 miles across the open ocean using low-frequency sound. That's always interesting to put in human terms. What if 10,000 years ago in human history we would have been able to communicate 2,000 miles across the planet? How much different our world and culture would be today? And whales have been doing that for hundreds of thousands, if not millions of years.
I can't imagine my wife having that kind of a range of her voice.
It's called a cell phone. To our left is the K&I Peninsula. And the community of K&I, that's where they still grow a lot of taro, which is a root vegetable that they make poi from, which I think is pretty tasty, but most people aren't too fond of it. It's not uncommon to see a bumper sticker around town that says poi happens. That's how most people feel about it. Anyway, it's quite nutritious. It's about 18% protein, very high in vitamins A, C, B6, B12, and iron. And you can eat the leaves, the stems, and the roots. You just have to cook it all really well first because it's laden with calcium oxalate, which is a toxin that'll ruin your day if you don't. This rock formation, this black pinnacle of rock sticking up, is what everybody calls Liberty Rock, because it looks like the Statue of Liberty standing there. This rock formation you see here, you may recognize from this angle from the movie Jurassic World and Jurassic Park. This is where the black helicopter with the paramilitary guys is flying into the island to take care of the bad dinosaur. So somewhere out there are a bunch of GMO dinosaurs. Everybody doing okay with all the turns?
Outstanding.
Awesome. So what do you do back in Vegas, Ronnie?
I worked as a blackjack dealer at Tropicana. Come by and see me.
As a what?
Blackjack dealer.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sweet. We'll be there in August for a convention.
All right. Hey, when are they going to legalize gambling in Hawaii?
I don't know.
I volunteer to work here.
Yeah, it's a pretty sweet spot. One of those houses over there is Sammy Hagar's house. I'd slow it down and show you, but I can't drive 55. You'll see Sammy around a lot. Alice Cooper lives here too. And who else? Steve Tyler. All kinds of old rockers. Mick Fleetwood.
Does Sammy have a Cabo Wabo out on Maui or no?
A what?
Cabo Wabo restaurant that Sammy Hagar owns. He's got one in Vegas.
Yeah, it's not that I don't recall the name of it, no.
The sound of the ocean soothes my restless soul. The sound of the ocean rocks me all night long. hot long summer days, lying there in the sun on a white sandy beach of Hawaii. The sound of the ocean soothes my rest.
Who owns that estate to the left?
Robbie Nash, the guy who owns the windsurfing guy.
Me all night long. Oh, last night in my dreams.
So you may have heard about the surf break Jaws. That's just up here ahead. It's not happening today, but you can see where those waves are breaking just a little bit offshore there. There's a reef right there. And when you get just the right storm up in the Aleutian Islands, it'll send the wave down from the northwest, and it'll hit that reef system there and stack up like 70 feet. They just had a surf competition there about 3 weeks ago.